Hi everyone, Allison Livingston here, 5 Steps to Connect, and I want to help you and your families have emotional well-being, not have thought traps, not live from them, and to really live from values like connection and ease. What if you could bring more connection and ease to every day of your life? What would that give you? That's what we're going to focus on today, and working on values in this latest series, the fourth step in the 5 Steps to Connect. And the reason this is so fascinating to me and so enlivening is that I want to move from power struggles and conflict to be able to live from peace and really connected to my values, because I found that my old systems, my old patterns didn't work very well. And I've come to realize that it's because our limbic system, our fight, flight, freeze system, thinks it needs to be involved in everything anytime we have a little bit of threat. The problem is that it was designed over millions of years, they call it the lizard brain, to save us, to literally be a survival system for staying alive and from physical threat. It didn't have any idea about relationship and emotional threat when it developed in the lizard's brain millions of years ago. So now it's like having a sledgehammer to take a splinter out. And it has this big cocktail of cortisol and adrenaline that makes your heart rate go and your muscles clench, and you are ready to run from that snarling wolf or even the dog on your run. Or, as I mentioned on Tuesday, stop your bicycle from hitting the squirrel going 20 miles an hour. But it is not or brings that same level of force even when we are just speaking with our child, when we're negotiating with our partner, when we are managing a difference of opinion with our coworker. So that's the real challenge. So the 5 Steps to Connect are a survival system that replaces reactivity, replaces hopefully our limbic system in relational situations, in our families, with our kids. And it does a much better job of it. I can completely testimony, because my strong-willed daughter and I power struggled with the best of them, and it was awful because we were both coming from our limbic reactive systems and we didn't know it. So that's why I want to tell everyone that this system is possible, that it transformed my life, and that it can transform yours. And we have a community for parents with strong-willed children that you can direct message me or ask me in the comments. So values, what are values and how do you live from them? So another thing I've realized, besides my reactivity, my limbic system, is that I was spending most of my life living from the neck up, just in thinking mind. And thinking mind is very effective at work situations, at figuring out problems. There's definitely an important place for it. But the challenge in our relationships is that it takes over, and we try to figure each other out. We try to fix each other. This does not go over so well. I don't like to be fixed. I don't like to be told what to do. And turns out neither do my kids, and neither does my husband. So what else can we do? We can live the whole 5 steps. We can live an embodied life. Our bodies give us so much wisdom about what we're feeling and where we are. So that's the first real tip and exercise we're going to do. What does that have to do with values? Well, values are can be subtle. And I'm so used to coming with my thinking mind and my reactive system that it was a journey to be able to live into my values. How I started was noticing my body sensations tension, heart rate, breath rate, that told me about my feelings, and my feelings tell me about my values. So when I am feeling angry or embarrassed or ashamed, it's usually a signal that I'm not attuned to my values. When I'm feeling spacious and relaxed and just energized, I can breathe deeply, that's a signal that I'm attuned to my values. There's a great list that nonviolent communication provides, and I said I would try to put it out on Facebook, and I haven't yet, so I will meet that agreement after today. And two of the emotions that my well-being is thriving when I'm attuned to and when I'm living into are connection and ease. So connection, when I can just focus on it, pay attention to it, it's what I'm almost always yearning for. I often do strategies of trying to tell my kids what to do when I'm really, what's underneath that, that's the best question, and that's the exercise for today. What's underneath my current motivation, my current mood, my current where am I? If I'm in a mood where I'm controlling, I'm telling, I'm organizing, I'm trying to control my world, that's my signal that I'm off track. Slow down, pause, take a breath, and do the body scan, the what am I feeling, and the what am I yearning for? What am I wanting to attune to? It's almost always connection. Right after connection is ease. I want life to be different. It's feeling frustrating. It's feeling hard. I can't get that form to work. I can't find my password I need. My children aren't cooperating. They're not doing what I need them to do. They're a puzzle in my whole world order, and they're not doing their part. Breathe. Body scan. What am I feeling? Frustrated. What am I yearning for? Ease. Could be cooperation. Could be partnership. So when I get that sense, if in this situation I'm not attuned to, I'm not connected to that sense of ease and connection, what's a strategy I can connect to those? If my child isn't a great strategy for that right now, who else might be? Maybe I could go and take a nature walk. I could listen to some birds. What are things I can do to connect to myself, connect to my wholeness, my not just my thinking brain, but my heart, my body, my values? And so I would love you to try this week to just, whenever you're feeling tight or you're feeling frustrated or you're worrying, gosh, there's so much to worry about right now with the pandemic. People may know that are sick, fear of getting sick. Have I washed my hands? Is it okay to see and hug my parents? There's so many things that if we stay up here and think about, then it can drag us down. So I want you to, whatever you're feeling and noticing all those, because let me tell you something about those thoughts of worry. They don't actually change my future, and they are in the future. So I don't know what's going to come to pass. So the more I can take a deep breath, and the great thing is that puts me into my body, and my body is always in the present moment. So when I can re-presence myself, I can attune to my values, and that motivation is amazing, and it gives me energy instead of draining me of energy, which is what worry thoughts do. So try it this week. Try pausing, body scan, feeling, and let that guide you to your values. And tell me how it goes, and let's do this together, because it is possible to live from peace. Have a great week, and see you next Tuesday. Also, I wanted to say, besides the community, that I am giving a webinar on Zoom in 2 hours at 4. And if you're interested, I can DM you the, in fact, I'll even put the Zoom link in the notes here. And it's about the entire 5 steps program, and just how it works with our limbic system and how it's possible to live not from the reactivity that gets us into trouble, and we go to blame and we attack, and we criticize and we judge, or we run away and we withdraw. And it's so much better to use this other system because it brings connection. So hope to see you at 4.